We are all waiting for the third and fourth episode of Alchemy of Souls Season 2. But while we are waiting for it, we can analyze several things about what could happen. We know that one of the most interesting, but at the same time very misunderstood characters is Bu-yeon. We still don't know much information about Bu-yeon, and there are many theories that are circulating on social networks concerning her, but there is one particular theory that many fans are talking about. That's why today I'm going to talk about. It's all Bu-yeon's fault. But first remember to subscribe to this channel and turn on the notification bell so you'll be among the first to see our content. There are still many gaps about what happened to Bu-yeon when they used the ice stone to resurrect her in the womb. We still don't know how she caught Naksu's soul, and we don't know her real intentions. Many think she is good, others think she is bad, and others don't know what to think because they say there is not enough information to make a conclusion about her character. We all know that Hwang, upon learning that her daughter is dead in her womb, asked Jang Gang to use the ice stone to revive her daughter. Then, Bu-yeon was born thanks to the ice stone. After that we know that Bu-yeon was a girl with impressive powers, so much so that it is said that when she was little she handled Jinyoon's relics as if they were her toys, and that she had developed powers before her own mother. So with this we know that she was a very special girl. We learn that Jinmu told her to help him look for the ice stone in the lake, and if he told her it was because he knew she was the only one who could do it because of her priestess powers. Bu-yeon succeeded in searching for the stone, and then Jinmu pushed Bu-yeon into the lake. After that, she was found by an old woman who called her Mudok. That old woman raised her from the age of 10, but sometime later the old woman passed away. The only people we know that Bu-yeon knew were Soi and some gentlemen who knew that she could tell if it was going to rain, but we never knew if she met anyone else. After that we saw the scene where Naksu was going to practice Alchemy of Souls, and suddenly she realizes that she is in the body of a blind and weak woman. That woman was Bu-yeon, who was called Mudok. That scene where Bu-yeon trapped Naksu's soul has not been introduced, and neither have they explained why she did it. We don't even know if her intentions were good or bad, because the reality is that we don't know much about that character. Now we have in this second season the big dilemma of Master Lee's scene with Hwang. According to what we saw, Hwang asked Master Lee to save Bu-yeon's body, but Master Lee told her that the only way to save her was to use Naksu's energy, and she had to sacrifice Bu-yeon's soul. Hwang desperately accepts and saves Bu-yeon's body, but the soul in that body is Naksu's soul. Master Lee said something very interesting, and that is that Bu-yeon's soul was clinging to Naksu's soul, and he himself realized that Naksu did not use Alchemy of Souls, but was trapped in that body. Now, there is a fan theory that everything bad that has happened is because of Bu-yeon, and that she should have never been born, and that her death is necessary to create balance. This theory says that this is why Bu-yeon trapped Naksu's soul, because she knew there was an imbalance and could sense Naksu's strong energy, and that is why she wanted her to take over the body. In a way, yes, we should know that if Bu-yeon had not been born through the ice stone, all this chaos would have been avoided, and maybe we could think that if she dies everything will be better. But if we are going to think of it that way, Jae-wook should also die because he currently has the ice stone and may be creating an imbalance, and Naksu should also die because also her state is not the normal one. But if Bu-yeon dies completely, if she dies completely, both body, energy and soul, we should wonder if Naksu could still live. Because we know that Naksu on many occasions has saved Naksu's life, Bu-yeon's death may result in 2 more deaths, Naksu's death, and consequently Jae-wook's death. We also don't know whether Naksu's soul and Bu-yeon's soul are so complementary that they cannot be separated. But there is one thing we are not clear about yet. Hwang told Park Jin that Bu-yeon was born on the same day that Jang Gang chose as a blessed day from the heavens. Then Park Jin asks her if one can choose the day of her birth, and she acted nervous and didn't answer his question. With this we can think that Bu-yeon was to come out on a normal day, but Jang Gang made her not to be born, so that she would be born on a special day he chose. Perhaps he thought that delaying the birth would bring no consequences, and when Hwang told him that her daughter had died in her womb, although he did not want to revive her through the ice stone, he did so because he felt guilty. But then whose fault is it that they used the ice stone, Hwang's or Jang Gang's? It may be that if Jang Gang had not chosen a special day, Bu-yeon would have been born at a natural time and thus would not have died. Perhaps, although Hwang was in labor pains, he prevented her from being born because Jang Gang told her that she should be born on a day blessed by the heavens. But why did this happen? What was the intention of Jang Gang wanting Bu-yeon to be born on a specific day? Is it that Jang Gang was being led by someone else? Is it that he read a Words of Hearts and that poem is related to it? But continuing with the theme of creating balance to save the world, I think the balance would be restored if the ice stone is destroyed, not if Bu-yeon dies, because the problem didn't start with Bu-yeon's birth. It started 200 years ago when Solran did a ritual and the ice stone appeared, and then the soul injector came out. We also know that one of the culprits was So-young, because he never closed the ice stone but let it free because he wanted to save the love of his life, which was Solran. So I find it very unfair that in the story they have to kill Bu-yeon, a girl who was not to blame for being born. And another detail, who assures us that what they did to Bu-yeon won't be repeated. And if they suddenly use the ice stone on a pregnant mother of a powerful family and history repeats itself again. For this reason the problem must be nipped in the bud, and the root would be to remove the ice stone. The problem is that we don't know if the stone can disappear or if it can simply be hidden. I think the series has talked about yin and yang, and this concept speaks to the philosophy of how opposites complement and work with each other. I think that rather than creating a balance, the series is going to teach us to create a complement between the good and the bad, as that would be the true balance. That may be the reason why the second season is called Light and Shadow. Maybe at the end of the story the ice stone cannot be eliminated and therefore, they will have to accept that there will always be a dark side in their lives, but there will also be a light side that will be the people who want to do the right things. Perhaps in the end the teaching is that light and shadow will always exist and must complete each other. What do you think of these theories? Do you think Bu-yeon has to die for the chaos to end, or do you think the ice stone should disappear? If you like this video, subscribe to this channel. We will be uploading content every day of this great series.